Well, hello, you lovely lot. And before I crack on this video, it's actually quite light because over the last few days, the lamp over there, you can't see where over there is, but I'm just too lazy to turn the laptop round because, yeah, I'm just lazy. But over to my left, um, the light bulb in the lamp has gone, so that's why it's been dark. And before I carry on, I just want to point out that I got love it. Um, so obviously in my last video, I was talking about my tattoo, but earlier Thursday, so this will be up on the Friday. So yesterday, I actually messaged the tattoo shop that I got my first tattoo at because I really want my ribcage tattoo. And yes, I know, the comments are gonna be like, "Oh my god, dude, the ribs hurt so much. I got a tattoo and it hurt like a bitch." I'm used to pain, so it's like second nature to me. Um, so I just want to give you some tips, especially this is mainly for people who haven't had a tattoo but they're really wanting to get one. So I just want to so here are a few tips on what you should do before you get one. The first tip is make sure you choose something that you know you won't regret for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life, and I'm just putting out there now. I'm just putting out there now. Do not, and I mean, do not get your partner's names because what will happen if you break up? Awkward. You're gonna get you're gonna have a very awkward, lazy treatment, or imagine if you go to like a club or if you go like a blind date and it says like something like I don't know, so it's like you're on a date and it says Peter and you got a lie saying, oh, it's my uncle, he was in the army when I was younger. When you're really thinking, no, that's my ex. So yeah, don't get your partner's nicknames. You can get your kids' nicknames because that actually means something to you. Because that's what I'm planning to get when I have kids. So I'm gonna have my children's names when I'm older on my ribcage. Develop my stop wishing, stop doing tattoo. It's gonna hurt, but it's gonna be worth it. Um, so yeah, I'm just pouring that out now. So please don't. So if you're wondering how long, this is very awkward, but I'm hoping that you can see it. Um, if you're wondering how long it took me to get this, like how long did it, I basically like crystals when I was 15 and I'm now 18, so I've been liking it for about 3 years, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get a tattoo of it of a sapphire because they're awesome, okay? And with my stop wishing start doing tattoo, um, I've actually been thinking about it for a few months actually. And that's another thing, that's another tip. You should think about it. So think about it for a few days, a few months. Hell, take a few years. I don't care. Um, yeah, take a few months, take a few days, take a few years, take a few weeks, because you might change your mind. And if you actually, and if you actually, I don't know how to describe it. Like, because when I messaged my tattoo shop, the tattoo shop I got my tattoo at, my first one, um, I don't know how to describe this. Like, I really don't know how to describe this. Basically, make sure you, like, if you want to get something that means something to you or not, as long as you don't regret it, then I don't care. I think I was trying to get that out. Uh, this third tip, yeah, the third tip, I was already losing count. I'm about 5 minutes in. Brilliant. Well done, Johnny. The third tip I'm going to say is make sure you don't drink or smoke before you get your tattoo. And they'll even tell you this, but I'm going to say it in case you forget, because if people will say that they don't forget, then you're lying, because everybody forgets, even me. Okay? In fact, I had to put a reminder to message the tattoo shop that I was going to get tattooed, that I got my tattoo, um, to ask how much it is for a deposit, but I didn't ask how long it would roughly take. But I think it's going to be less than an hour, so that's good. I'm not too sure yet. So you need to ask them how much things might be, because they haven't got a set, because different tattoo shops will have different price ranges. In my tattoo shop, if like the tattoo shop that I went to when I got my first tattoo done, if it's under an hour, it's £40. If it's over an hour, if it's under 2 hours, I'm trying to think. If it's under an hour, it's 40. If it's over an hour, it's 60. If it's over 3 hours, it's, I want to say 80. I think. Three to, I can't remember, but I do know that if it's under an hour, it's £40, and it's over 5 hours, it's 100. Which I don't think is that bad, actually. So yeah, I actually can't remember, because it's been 8 months. Okay, it's been 8 months since I got my goddamn tattoo, and I can't remember how much it's gonna be. But and that's another thing. Make sure you bring a lot of money, because if you have a tattoo that's under an hour, I would suggest you take about 50 to £60, because you're gonna buy the cream as well. Because you need the cream, obviously, to heal it so that you don't get infected. But the cream that I used, I don't know if I still got it now, or I might have to buy another one when I eventually get it done. It was the quickest healing time, because it took 2 days to heal. So I got it done on the Saturday, and it healed on the Monday. And it started to set in on the Wednesday. Yes. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. And tip number 5, I think that, yeah, that the last one was the tip number 4, so tip number 5. And this actually happened to me, because obviously it's my first tattoo. I was actually freaking out. But on a day that it was like this now, the bit of tattoo was actually coming, because when you, after you get your tattoo, it's like really bright. And if you check the thumbnail for my last video, so it's not that hard to find, of my tattoo, I took it the same day. I posted it on my Instagram, and I put it on my Facebook. And Um, it will puff up, I think. No, it will swell up because obviously you just had a needle going through your skin. So that's why you need to treat it so that the swelling will go down. And because I looked after it properly, I looked at I looked after it really well, and I was actually really panicking because when the first layer of the ink came off, I was absolutely convinced that my tattoo was gonna come off, and I thought tattoos were permanent, but this one is not. But no, it's just the first layer of tattoo that comes off, and then there's your end result, and it's on your body forever unless you get it dazed off. But that costs like £1,000, and it might not even come off. Um, so that's why you should get something that you won't regret. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. I'm just in a weird mood. Okay. It's Friday. Hashtag TGIF. Um. Tip number six. Tip number six. Make sure. Oh, I didn't. Ah. Okay. Uh. So I'm gonna go over tip number four very quickly because I'm stupid and I actually forgot. So tip number four was make sure you don't drink or smoke before you have your tattoo done, and that's because if you do, it actually thins your bloodstream, and if your bloodstream is thin, then it's actually quite hard for them to tattoo you, and they might actually say, "Can you come back another day?" and make sure you don't drink or smoke because actually it's quite difficult if you do because they can't because you might lose a lot of blood and they don't want to take that chance. So yeah, I literally forgot about tip number four. I'm ever so sorry. I'm usually really good, but um yeah, I'm usually really good. Don't get me wrong about remembering stuff, but a lot of stuff has happened in the past week. I'm not going to say why because it's actually really personal. Um, so yeah, apologies for that. Um, so tip number six. This time it is actually tip number six. Make sure you have something to eat before you set off to your appointment. And the reason behind that is it keeps your blood sugar levels from it keeps your blood sugar level from dropping because if you don't have anything to eat, you'll most likely pass out and you might vomit. I know that I don't know how I'm gonna handle with my ribs being tattooed, but if I have something to eat beforehand, then I should be okay, theoretically speaking. Um, no, I should be. Um, so yeah, don't make sure you have something to eat. And actually, I was gonna say something. I forgot. I actually forgot. So yeah, I think that's what they say. And you got to have something to eat about 2 hours before you go to your appointment. At least that's what the people at my tattoo, at the place I got my tattoo at. Um, this is gonna be a long video. I just know. Tip number seven is Tip number 7 is always go with what your tattoo artist suggests, because they can refuse to give you a tattoo. And when I walked in, it said we can refuse to give you a tattoo at any time. So I was like, shit. But luckily I wasn't refused, and I got mine, which I'm happy about. Um, so if they say, oh, don't put it there, it's like, oh, I think this would look better on you. You might as well say yeah, because they know what they're talking about, because they've been doing it for years, and they know what they're doing and all that. Oh, that brings me to tip number 8. Make sure you go to a professional shop. Don't get a friend with friends to do it, because it could be really, like, it could actually affect you wanting tattoos in the near future. I'm really glad I waited, because my mum would have killed me. My secondary school were really strict, and I don't think I would like my first tattoo if I got it before I was 18. I would have to either get it lasered up or covered up. But I'm honestly really glad I waited, and you should wait before you get tatted. But don't get like home tattoos, because they do some freaky shit. At least that's what I've heard anyway. I don't know what they do, but I know it's not actually really professional, and it could actually infect you and scar you, I think. I'm not too sure. Okay, I am not too sure. Tip number 8. I'm trying to remember. Help me. Sorry, I don't know what that was about. Tip number 8. I'm trying to think. I think this links with tip number 6. I think this might link with number 6, but I'm not too sure, so I'm gonna say anyway. If it does, then just tell me in the comments, and I was just like, oh, it does. I think. Take a drink with you, like squash, water. As long as it's not booze, they won't care. Actually, I'm not too sure if they will allow you to have like Red Bull, Monster, coffee, tea. I mean, like water, squash, and all that. Because I brought a nice a bottle full of blackcurrant and apple by Robinsons, which I I love that drink. It was in a little water bottle, and when I was getting tattooed, it was me and my my bottle. I was kind of gripping on that, but I was just like, I don't know why people say it hurt, because when she put the needle onto my skin and she did that single line, it kind of did hurt, but I did not complain. However, for my ribs, that might be a complete different story. Because like the ribs, you gotta make sure he's like absolutely still. Because if you move a single inch, it might fuck up the whole tattoo. I think the only thing you can move is like your eyes, because you can move like your mouth and your eyebrows and your eyes and your lips. Some people even move their ears and noses, but unfortunately I'm not one of them people. So sad times. I'm dragging on. So yeah, take a drink with you because they'll keep your blood sugar levels up. If you say if you had like biscuits for your breakfast and you're actually on your way to like college or you just want to like if you actually really early for your tattoo, you might want to kill some time, and that would be the perfect chance to eat. But you're actually so busy with everything else, you forget. But if you like, you could get a quick snack from Greg's. But if you have like a bottle of water to have with you, it'll make things a little bit easier because it'll keep your blood sugar levels up. I'm joking on about this one. Tip number 9 is when you do go for your appointment, do not lose your appointment card because they will not tattoo you. Because when I was actually given 2 because no, wait, I had 1, I had 2, but nothing was right on the other one, so I threw that one away. I had to make sure I didn't throw away the one that they wrote out for me. Um, and the reason why you want your appointment card is because the day you get tattooed, you walk into the shop, um, either on or before your slotted time. I was actually on time for my appointment because it's actually really handy when you live 20 minutes away from the high street. Um, I was actually on time, and that's because my mum drove me. She's a doll. Um, um, and the reason is because when you do go in and they, but one of the things I want to link to this, you need to have some ID. So like your passport, your license of some kind, either like a driver license or I'm guessing provisional. That counts as ID, but actually I was actually really scared because like my passport was expired because it's been expired for like 9 years, and I was thinking, oh crap, and it's still got a picture of me as a baby. And I thought, oh, could I get away with using my bike card? And the answer to that is yes. And I thought, yeah, next time I'm gonna wait until I get a provisional or an actual license. And I got my provisional in July this year, and that's when I started driving. And that's now November, and I'm just really itching to get my tattoo now. Tip number 10 is obviously when you after they finish tattooing you, they will talk to you about what you should do when you look after it. But in case you forget, and you will, if you say that you won't forget in the comments, then I'm outing you out as a liar because everyone forgets. I actually, um, yeah, boys are more likely to forget than girls because we have an attention span of a fish. Well, we just zone out really. Um, but they will give you written guidelines as well in case you do forget or you miss here, and they will have stuff in black and white for you to help you remember what you should do. And it says one of them says don't go swimming for at least 2 weeks because of the chlorine and stuff, and it says like no, don't do any washing up for like 2 days or something like that. But it'll be on the guidelines, which is about that big, and it'll just have like about 10 tips or something like that. It was like some advice like on how to look after it because they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. I'm trying to think some more, but this video is gonna be dragging on for a bit. So I think that's it. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and find me on Facebook. And actually, go follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is at JohnnyMKL96. So if you want to follow me on there, I would be hugely appreciated because it would mean the world to me. Bye bye.